Good morning, everybody. I can't believe we are already in day 18. Yes, we are already in day 18. I can't believe that we have gone this far. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your time. So, we are going to look at responsibility as a mindset. Like, what somebody with a positive mindset, what type of responsibility is he supposed to have as far as mindset shift journey is concerned? The responsibility mindset is the decision to take full ownership of how you think, respond, and act. No excuse, no blame, no attack. It means I may not control everything that happened to me, but I am 100% responsible for how I interpret them. You understand? So things will keep happening, but it's the way you interpret it that makes you to have this responsibility mindset. So there are people that have responsibility mindset and there are people that don't have responsibility mindset. I'm going to set the example of this example happened in the Bible of a man that was healed of blindness. The man who was healed of blindness, who has been blind for 36 years, and he was healed of blindness. And another mindset celebrated that what a wonderful thing that this man can see again. Somebody's feeling joy in that person's position. Imagine how the family will be happy. While another mindset is angry. Why was he healed on Sunday? Why was he? Is it really true that he was healed? Like, I'm not sure that this person can see for life. There will still something will still happen that will make him not to see. That's responsibility mindset. They were interpreting things that are happening around you. So, what mindset responsibility looks like? Let's look at it from the ownership part. No excuses. For example, a person with mindset of responsibility does not say, "This is how I am." They don't make They made me angry. The system is against me. Instead, this is what they say. You understand this type of word? Pushing blames. What can I do differently? What is this teaching me? How can I grow from this? Excuses give comfort, while responsibility give power. It's a type of questions that you ask when you are made with situations. Do you put blames on people or do you take responsibility? Number two, this is how one mindset responsibility looks like. Number 2 point. It looks like response over rejection. Life will trigger you, people will disappoint you, plans will fail. You understand? Those things can never leave you. Plans will fail. But mindset responsibility is choosing to pause and respond, not react emotionally. Example, two people are stuck in traffic. Imagine two people that are stuck in traffic. One shot, uh, one shout, the person is sweet, the person blames the government and arrives stressed. The other person listens to a podcast, reflects, and arrives safely. Same traffic, different mindset, different outcome. As simple as that. Somebody has arrived safely because in that traffic, the person opened his podcast and he was listening to. Another person was there blaming traffic and government, and he arrived with stress. That is mindset responsibility. Number three is accountability without self-attack. That's how mindset responsibility looks like. Accountability without self-attack. Mindset responsibility is not beating yourself up. It is simply saying, I made a mistake. What's the lesson? I fail. What need to change? Blame says I am the problem. Responsibility says I have a solution. You understand? So today you should change the way you are interpreting situations around you. For control the controllable. Responsibility mindset always control the controllable because there are some things that will never be controlled. You cannot control people's behavior. You cannot control their thought. You cannot control their habits. You cannot control so many things. You cannot control your past. But you can control your thoughts, your habit, your discipline, your attitude. Mindset responsibility focuses energy only where it counts. Mindset responsibility is not that of person that he wastes energy on things that are not important. It gives his energy only when it counts. So why is mindset responsibility powerful? It is powerful because it builds self-leadership. Just from what you have explained, you understand that automatically anybody with this type of behavior in the society is considered as a leader. People look up to him, people admire him because his behavior is bringing a lot of maturity. It kills victim mentality. It creates emotional maturity. It turns problem into lessons. It puts your life back in your hands. You are not putting it on anybody's hands to be blaming the person. When you take responsibility for your mindset, you stop waiting to be safe and start building. Lack of mindset responsibility look like this. Let's look at it. How does it look like? When you don't have mindset responsibility, you will be constantly blaming, complaining, or blaming. You will constantly blaming people for your circumstances. You will constantly stay. So this thing you say, it is my village people that are you understand that thing is not all about ignorance that they do not know about a positive mindset. It is also saying that your mind was not responsible. You are not a responsible somebody. Staying stuck while claiming to be positive, depending on motivation instead of discipline. Playing a victim while wanting success. You cannot think like a victim and live like a leader. Your life does not change when circumstances change. Your life change when your mindset change. When your mindset takes responsibility of itself. Responsibility does not mean everything is your fault. You must carry guilt. You must suffer silently. You understand? It doesn't mean that you are at fault, but it means that you are putting your energy only where it counts. So whatsoever that happened around you, you only ask, what can I learn from this? And you move on. You don't want to even know who did it or who did not do it. Responsibility means this is my life and I choose how I respond. Life may not be fair, but it is still yours. So here's another example. My boss is wicked. My family didn't support me. The economy is bad. My village people did it. Some of these things may be true, but here is the problem. Excuse explain your situation, but they never change it. Yes. Excuse me. When you say my boss is wicked, you are explaining the situation. Your own explaining the situation is everybody know that your situation in the workplace that you are unlucky. You have a very wicked boss. You understand? That's the example of excuse you explain. Mm-mm. But some of these things may be true. But here is the problem. Excuses explain your situation, but they have not changed it, you understand? So as you're complaining about your village people, about this and that, about your wicked boss, it only explains your situation. There's no solution. Excuses make you comfortable being powerless because you're pushing the blame and blaming people for putting you're even looking for those who support you for the fact that this person is a bad person, is the one that's put me down. Yes. So blame and attack is the fastest way to lose control. When you blame others, you say you are in charge of my I am in charge of my you are in charge of your emotions. When you attack others, you say you control your peace. Mm. When you are the type that attack others, when you attack others, you say you control your peace. Yes, that you were just there. Somebody just came and started it. A responsibility mindset says, I will not give anyone that power. You don't need to fight everyone. You don't need to prove you are right. Peace grows when ownership replaces offenses. What is she saying? What have I done? What am I learning from this? What is this thing teaching me? That's all. The responsibility mindset changes outcome, not circumstances. You understand? It changes the responsibility mindset changes outcome, not circumstances. It means that you still have a bad um, boss. But what am I going to do to be able to work very well with him? Okay, my boss is wicked. I will not give him the room to come late to work so that he will have a chance every day to manifesting his wickedness over me. I will make sure that I do what my job description says and even beyond to avoid having conflict with him. Not complaining. So responsibility mindset changes outcome, not circumstances. Like the one I've explained. Your circumstances that you're having a bad boss. That's your circumstances. You understand? You're looking at it like I will do everything. What is this thing? What is this situation teaching me? I will do everything to make sure that I don't fall into a problem with him. Is the circumstances. You have changed the circumstances surrounding that wicked boss by behaving well, by being effective. And it has even built a good character in you that even after that job, even if you meet a boss that is not wicked, you will always be the best worker because the behavior that you are having when you are having a bad boss has molded you to be somebody who is conscious, work conscious, and you meet that a good boss who rewards you for that type of behavior. You can fix what you refuse to own. You can't fix what you have refused to own. Responsibility is the doorway to discipline, consistency, emotional maturity, leadership, and confidence. I think these are things that by now you must have already understood that is where this class was leading us to. You don't grow by blaming, you grow by owning. Responsibility without self-attack. This is very important. Some people here take responsibility and start beating themselves up. That is not truth. That is punishment. Responsibility is calm. It sounds like I don't do well, let me adjust. Not I am useless, I always fail. Blame attacks others. You are getting it. Yes, I'm not beginning to say, I did know that I will fail. I knew that I will fail. Because I'm always like that. I've never understand that thing. That's attack on your body. Or that's attack on oneself. That it is not growth, that it is punishment. Responsibility is calm. It sounds like I don't do well, let me adjust. No, I am useless. I fail. It's a blame attack. So always go for the one that fails. Always go for the one that when you are facing situation, always go for the one that says, I didn't do well, let me adjust. I didn't respond to him well, let me adjust, try and adjust next time. They were supposed to be also correct, let me adjust. The mindset shift that changes everything. Stop asking who is responsible for this. Start asking what is my next best move. That question alone will change your life. You cannot control circumstances, but you can always control your mindset, your response, and your decisions. So today, make sure you make right decisions. Make sure that anything that's happening around you, you should be asking yourself, what is this thing teaching me? Or what am I learning from this? If you don't ask these questions, you will end up with all what you have learned in this class still not being a responsible somebody. Your success will still have some question marks. So thank you so much. Go through this and don't forget to drop your comment. Thank you.